Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
Does Jesus believe in Santa Claus?
Listen, Bram, today is it's a really good question, don't get me wrong, but today is our 40th episode, so you might remember that's why the music is kind of weird today.
Oh yeah, that's right. Last time we talked about, when you found me in Onondaga Cave, right? What are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to learn all about, a little bit more anyway, about all the caves there are around the world and how that connects to Zusania.
Ooh, that's very exciting. And today is December 3rd. It's a Tuesday. It's 2019. And I want to start off by talking about what today is, like we always do.
Oh yes, that's right. Today's an important day.
Yes, today is the International Day of People with Disabilities. If you don't know what a disability is, it means, like, maybe you are in a wheelchair, or you might be blind. You might remember, by the way, that I actually can't see very well myself.
Yes, in fact, Bram is actually legally blind.
Yes, so this day is the day when, you just kind of acknowledge that people have disabilities, and that's okay, and we're all here to be together.
Douche. So our first bit of news is something so bad, it's so terrible. I'd been in Albania before.
Albania?
Yes, so Albania, it's a really interesting country. They love coffee there, by the way. Coffee is very, very popular. At the time, I had a kind of a red Mercedes-Benz from like 1984, just driving around. But I really should be serious. In Tirana, it's the capital city, and also in Durrës, which is nearby, they experienced a very large earthquake.
Oh my gosh, an earthquake? I don't know what it is, really.
Oh, well, not all places experience earthquakes like that. In California, yes, it's terrible in California. But basically, in Albania, it was a really bad earthquake. It had a magnitude of 4.5.
Oh, 4.5. Is that bad?
Yes. Well, it's called the Richter scale, and it's how scientists measure how bad earthquakes are. And in Albania, I wish this wasn't true, but a lot of people died. About 70 people. They actually died because of the earthquake.
Oh my gosh! But what is an earthquake? Like, why does it happen?
Well, basically, deep down on the earth, there are these lines called fault lines, kind of like big cracks, and sometimes some energy comes out, right? Some heat comes out, and it kind of causes like seismic vibration off of the earth, and we experience earthquakes.
By the way, what should we do if there is an earthquake? I don't really know.
Well, they say that one of the best things you can do is to drop down in a ball. Like, for example, go underneath a table or something like that. If you're in bed, you should stay in bed. You definitely want to stay inside, but you should be under something that could protect you.
Oh, thank you.
Douche.
So I guess this is bad news too, but there's a lady, her name is Barbara Hillary, and she just died.
Bram, that's definitely true. It's sad, okay, that Barbara Hillary, that she passed away. That's true. But really, the important thing to know about her, Barbara Hillary, was the first African-American woman to go to the North Pole and the South Pole. She actually went to the North Pole when she was 75 years old in 2007. And in 2011, she was 79 years old when she went to the South Pole. I don't know about you, but I don't like the cold. Jeez, and I'd be really scared to go to either of those places.
Yeah, me too. So can you say she's a hero?
Well, I don't know if she's a hero, but she's definitely a hero in my book. Douche.
Te amo.
What?
Te amo.
Oh, are you speaking Spanish?
Actually, I'm speaking Latin.
Oh. So, no, why are you speaking Latin?
Well, so Latin is a really old language. Some people say it's a dead language, but I don't think it's true. It's a cool language that has been around for a long time, and it's true that, like, there's no country in the world that, like, speaks Latin regularly. But there was a really interesting article in the New York Times that I know you told me, Dag, that I don't really read. I know that they've been working on a Latin dictionary now for like forever, like since the late 1890s. Isn't that crazy? Like could you imagine being some guy who like you just start like looking up words, like where the word e pluribus unum, where it started, and then like not living to see that completed. Well, that's kind of what's happening.
Oh yes. That's interesting. What makes a dictionary different than a regular dictionary? I mean, besides the Latin.
Well, they're trying to find every single reference of every single word that's ever existed. It started in 1990s in Germany, and they think they might finish by 2050. Isn't that crazy? Like, how old am I going to be then? Oh my gosh, I guess I'll be like 34 years old? That's crazy.
Douche. So, equality is a big issue in America. You know, it's very clear. I mean, I've been to Rio de Janeiro in Brazil too, and you can really see it there. You see favelas there, you see really rich people there, and it's in your face. In America, it's in your face too. And in Los Angeles, people are starting to notice, in California, that it's all about the shade.
What?
Yes, the shade. So they're actually going to try to plant about 90,000 trees really, really soon. I think like within a year or so, because it's just not fair. Like people who are rich, they have access to trees. Like they have trees on their houses, stuff like that. If you're poor, you're at a bus stop, you don't have any trees at all. So the mayor there, Mayor Eric M. Garcetti, he's actually getting quite serious about it. Like besides planting the trees, they actually have they've hired their first forestry officer. So they're really taking it seriously to have equity.
Oh, equity?
Basically, that people should be treated equally. Douche.
So, I like apples a lot, but, sometimes if they're mushy, they're weird, like I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, trust me, I know that.
And so I just want to say there's something really scary happening. It's called fire blight.
Fire blight?
Yes, fire blight. It's this bacteria, and it's like related to climate change a little bit too. The bacteria is called Erwina amylovora.
Oh, that sounds very exotic.
Yes, it does. But basically, a lot of apple trees are dying in the Northeast by this bacteria, and they're saying that it's climate change related because the temperature is getting higher, and the bacteria that causes this fire blight. It's such a cool name. It was not cool, but scary cool, right? Woo! Fire blight. It's actually killing a lot of apples. It's very sad.
Douche. So, we have 6 stories today, because, we just thought they're really important. This is about not climate change exactly, but it is about the environment. In Scotland, they found a dead whale.
Oh my gosh, why didn't you tell me the story?
The point is not so much that a whale died, but they found 220 pounds of trash inside it. It was on Luskentir Beach. I don't know how to pronounce that, but the whale had rope and plastic cups and bags and gloves and all kinds of weird things inside it, and it's really, 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 really sad. So what can we do about that? Well, you tell me, boys and girls out there, what can you do so there's less garbage floating in the water for whales to eat?
Did you answer it?
I hope so. Basically, pick up trash, like walk down the street, you see something, and it's not so dirty, just pick it up in the trash can.
Okay, so it's time now to talk about something that's important. So we talk about Zusania a lot, right? And what we have mentioned before, and I know this is kind of weird, it's kind of weird for me too, but Zusania is actually Earth, right? So one day, far, far, far into the future, I don't know exactly when, things are different in Zusania, right? And so we don't know exactly how or why or anything, but there's some way that maybe we can go into Zusania. Maybe we can travel there. And I know it has to do with caves. I know there's this guy that he has a really weird voice. Like on our show, sometimes he talks a little bit too in their quizzes. So I don't know about the whole thing, but there's some way that people can go far into the future when there aren't so many humans anymore, and it's all just like these animal people or something. I know it sounds really, really crazy, but you have to go into a cave at just the right time of night, and I don't know, some magic happens. I don't know. It's really weird. So the next time, I think on the 60th episode of our show, my dad's going to try to take me back to Zusania. That's what we're going to try to do. Doesn't that sound pretty cool?
Yes. So you might remember from the last time we had this conversation, I don't know myself how I ended up in Onondaga Cave in Missouri. I really have no idea. But I do know that there are these caves and there are numbers. We talk about the numbers a lot, and those are kind of the caves that we know that people can travel through to go to the future. And my hope is to take Bram, to be honest, back with me. I want to find my wife. That's what I want to do. And that's really the end of our show today.
Yes, I'm sorry we ended on such a kind of a sad, dramatic note, but yeah, that's what my dad wants to do. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to check out our videos on YouTube.com and our teacher lesson plans and more on LittleNewsEars.com. May your sweetness shine
And your colors glow. Blah. Sources for today's broadcast include The Independent, the LA Times, the New York Times, and the Washington Post.